Well, hey there, idiots. Welcome back to Observe, and I mean, you've seen it. We've all seen it. Everybody's seen it at this point. But in case you haven't seen it, I will go ahead and give you a little bit of a rundown right after we roll this intro first. Alright, so in case you're one of the few on the internet that has not seen this clip circulating around, here's a little bit of a backstory. Kiss cam footage from a Coldplay concert has stirred up a pretty major controversy surrounding the CEO of a tech company named Andy Byron and the company's HR chief, Kristen Cabot. The moment went rather viral, leading many to speculate about the nature of their relationship. This footage quickly ignited a social media firestorm, especially as Coldplay's frontman Chris Martin jokingly mentioned the concept of an affair, which certainly served to intensify the gossip. As a result, Astronomer, the company, has launched a formal investigation into the incident, which has caused a ripple effect both in the tech world and beyond. The company's board is scrutinizing the situation to determine whether or not the affair allegations are true, given the close proximity between the CEO and the HR chief at such a public event. Some have even suggested that the scandal could possibly affect the reputation of the Astronomer company itself as a whole, not just its CEO. The situation continues to unfold as both public scrutiny and official investigations also continue to unfold. The company has refrained from making any detailed public statements so far, adding to the fuel of the ongoing speculation. In today's video, I will be analyzing the nonverbal communication, not only of the primary two in the video, but also of a girl standing next to Byron. Her name is Alyssa Stoddard, and she is the Senior Director of People at Astronomer. It does seem as though Astronomer had like a small company outgoing to the Coldplay concert, but I bet you that they probably didn't anticipate this. Regardless, I'm gonna watch through the entirety of the clip first, and then we'll go back through it again and break it down as we see things.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
So there's the clip. Again, internet is alive with it. It's pretty insane to see. So let's go back through it and we'll break it down as we see it.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what?
All right, so both of them, immediately they start doing some very overt guilt and shame nonverbal communication. The more subdued versions of these will be a turning of your gaze off into the side, and that's oftentimes also accompanied by facial manipulators. Oftentimes it's to the brow, it can be hair running, it can be face touching, anything along those lines, but both of those nonverbal cues are indicative of shame or guilt. And so we see a very, very overt display of the breaking of eye contact down to the side from Byron as he literally, drops to the floor. It's well beyond past time for him to be able to get out of the shot at this point, but he disappears. I don't know if he army crawls off to the side after that, but he's gone. But that attempt to avoid scrutiny is an indicator of some level of guilt or shame. On the other side of that, from Cabot, we see a very overt facial manipulator coming in here. She fully covers her face and also turns away. Both of these are indicative of the fact that they do not want to be perceived at this area. And you can also lightly see flushing starting to come in. Now, the flushing also is there prior because it's a concert. A lot of people are flushed there, you're singing, it can be warm, whatever, but it does intensify. So that flushing, that physiological response also pushes us to understand that these are unwilling participants in this video footage. They don't want to be perceived doing what they're doing, which lets us know that there's a level of secrecy to it. Now, the fact that the company, Astronomer, is still trying to go forward with investigations or whatnot, I feel like there's more packed around it, and we'll get to that when we get around to more of the other people. Let's continue to see how this plays out.
Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Oof. Okay, so then you see Cabot. She nudges the girl next to her. And again, this girl is another worker at the company. So to me, what I have to wonder, just by her being present with those two, I guarantee you that it's not a secret that the CEO is married and has a family. Like, that's not like, oh, what? Didn't even realize that. That's probably pretty well known amongst the people that are at least in the upper management. I can understand if it was a brand new employee going, be a little weird that she went with the CEO and the HR chief, but since she's also pretty prevalent in the company, that lets us know that the company is likely then aware of that specific affair. So perhaps that is what the ongoing investigation is to see how many people are complicit in this. But when we're speaking of Stoddard's nonverbal communication, she's doing two things predominantly. First is she's blocking her face off from the people that are caught in the event. And that blocking of the face is very, very overt. It can oftentimes be seen much more briefly in areas where this level of scrutiny is not existent. You'll see face touching manipulators and eye blocking gestures come out when there's a level of discomfort. This is so overt. She refuses to make eye contact. Even when being nudged by Cabot, she refuses to make eye contact with her, and you can see very extreme flushing. That extreme flushing, again, is a physiological response. It's extremely difficult, if not impossible, to control things like facial flushing like that. So that physiological response is a huge giveaway for us that this is extremely embarrassing. Now, again, she's obviously standing there beforehand, but there is a little bit of separation between her and the CEO and the chief over there. And so perhaps it was some sort of, I don't feel comfortable with them doing their thing, but I'm appreciating a Coldplay concert. Who knows? But we're seeing this play out non-verbally, and it lets us know as the public, it's not a guess. There's not really a need for an investigation to confirm that this is an affair that's happening here. It's quite clear. But something else that I wanted to be able to call light to during this is the effect of pressure on nonverbal communication. And this is used in many, many different areas. It's used even down to when you're giving a polygraph. It's adding pressure, psychological pressure to it that allows it to become more effective. If a person is under intense scrutiny, it is far more difficult for their brain to manage putting forth a facade, something that's fake. The truth wants to escape, and this can also be used in things like magic or mentalism shows. If you add pressure to a person during a nonverbal read like that, they are more likely to seep the truth much more genuinely because they're feeling that they don't have wiggle room. Everybody is looking at them too intensely. This takes effect in small groups. If any of you have done even perhaps a business meeting in your job and you have to talk in front of even a small group of like 4 to 5 to 6 people, you could still feel that pressure of having to be up and talk in front of people, and that only exponentially grows as the number of eyes that are looking at you also grows. So at this level, we are seeing their genuine nonverbal communication explode outwards because everybody is looking at them. Thousands of people are suddenly looking at them during a rather compromising event, and their nonverbal communication cannot help but be truthful in this area. It's just a fascinating effect that we get to see psychologically here. But that's what the nonverbal communication of this little instance at the Coldplay Kiss Cam concert situation is. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any other questions or requests for things like this, let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more videos, go ahead and hit subscribe. You can become a member if you want. I appreciate the extra money, but I don't have too much that I can give you back. It would just kind of be a tip. Thank you if you can. Thank you if you can't as well. But without further ado, that's all that I've got for the day. My name's Logan, and you have been oh so awesome as you always are, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.